Today, I'm gonna challenge every single limiting belief you personally have, and we're gonna be working on them. You heard it right. Majority of content creators, influencers, and entrepreneurs, they don't overcome the kind of level of income they're making, not because of the actual physical work you're doing. I'm sure you can work like hell, but because something in the spiritual and mental world is blocking you to get there. So today, in this long YouTube video pure of value, you're gonna be seeing exactly all these informations. I extracted this clip from a 1-hour mastermind I've personally held in Bali in front of 30 to 40 content creators and entrepreneurs like you. I helped dozens of content creators and entrepreneurs overcome all those limiting beliefs over the last 4 to 5 years in business. So to get this value, break your limiting belief and access the 6 figures owner that is already in you, watch the next 30 to 40 minutes and enjoy the ride, and see you on the other side. The majority reasons why entrepreneurs don't scale is not because of technical things. I deeply believe that the technical things take the 20% of your success. Majority of times entrepreneurs don't scale or you don't build a successful business because of other things, which could be mindset, which could be your connection to the spiritual world, and everything much deeper than just what happens into the physical world. The entire universe is divided in 3 different planes. The first one is the physical plane. The third one is the spiritual plane. And the third one, unconscious / mindset. And what I see majority of entrepreneurs and creators do, and what they do wrongly, is because every single day they put completely all their focus into doing the actions in the physical world. Something like, okay, if I want to make more money, I just need to work. What we need to realize immediately right now, that this is where you do the lowest leverage activities. In the physical world is where it's less important, actually. It's the easiest part. Because every one of us can decide, okay, tomorrow I wake up and I want to work. The problem is sometimes it doesn't happen. Why? Because there's something in this world that are making you stuck. Actually, what is important for me to realize that majority of times entrepreneurs don't achieve results is because something here is holding them back. Someone has ever heard about limiting beliefs about money, limiting belief about how much you're worth, limiting belief about are you good enough, limiting belief about a lot of things. And this is exactly that, it impacts directly the physical world, but there's a problem beneath, under that, which is the mental and the spiritual side. So what I wanted to share you today is because we have in our unconscious mind what I call an accountant. Now, I make it really funny, okay? So I see it this way. So imagine I have an accountant in my brain and I say, okay, today I want to post 5 content. So I send an input to my unconscious accountant that I want to do something. So I send an input, okay? And when I send an input and then in the physical world, I don't execute what I decided in my mental world, I don't execute it, my accountant gets -3 points. See it as a video game, okay? Every single time you say you want to do something, you send an input into your unconscious accountant, okay? And whenever that one he receives, because the thing is, there's no blockages there. Like he receives whatever you want to do. Also little thoughts, little inputs that you have, they get received, okay? So when they receive an input, only 2 ways can go. If you don't execute that thought, imagine that you have a -3 in your unconscious accountant. If instead you execute it, you have a +1. As soon as I start seeing business and life in these terms, I started seeing my life completely changing. The reason why I was able to build a 6-figure business in such a short period of time is because I've done so much groundwork into my mind and spiritual world. I'm going to be explaining after how to get there. And I decided to start executing this rule that I just shared with you. It's a really simple rule, but that I saw my life completely changing from this. So I get a thought, I want to, for example, maybe wake up at 7 a.m. And then what happens? That you're there at 7 a.m., your alarm, and then you're like, boom, -3 in your unconscious brain, okay? And you do like this for every single little action daily. The reason why you can track your success is by this little method. Every single thought, that can be from sports, that can be from business, that can be for relationship. You want to give flowers to your girlfriend that day and you don't do it, -3 on your unconscious brain. So when you start seeing this, you see, imagine it as a graph as well. This is so funny. You can turn unconscious brain into something really practical in order for you to track. That's insane. So every single time, every day, how many of you use to-do lists or like, I need to do something during the day? Okay, all of you, some more or less, in case I suggest to start. Okay, so you have, imagine that all of you guys have this list in the morning of to-do list of things that you want to do. And all of them are a sort of a goal that you need to chase every day, right? So every single day you do as well this graph. So you do two graphs, 1 and 2. And every single time you execute the stuff that you said you wanted to execute during the day, you go up by 1. And then 1 you didn't. Ooh, then 1 up. Ooh, okay? So you see, you can track. This is an amazing way that I used in order to track what happens in my unconscious, okay? This is so easy and simple, but trust me, if you start executing something like this, your life completely change. Financially, your health, and everything else, relationships, okay? So when you execute a to-do list, every single to-do list, you execute the unconscious accountant rule, let's call it this way right now. And then you can track exactly if you're moving forward in your business, life, relationship or not, okay? Why I don't want to talk about the physical world right now? We're going to be talking about the physical world over the next 5 days. So how to build a business, also later, how to scale, how to find an ICP, how to start selling. But for me, it's much more important to make you realize that you're stuck in the moment, in the position you are in right now, not because of a physical input. All of us, we can work. The problem is what happens before in our thoughts. Okay, you have no idea how many, do you know guys, don't remember the exact number, do you know how many thoughts we're having per day? It's like probably 86,000 or like much more, right? How much? 50,000. 70,000, something like, it's insane, guys. We have 70,000 thoughts per day. So between these 70,000 thoughts per day, do you believe that those are more impactful or the things that we do in the real life? God damn it. For those of you who has read Think and Grow Rich, for a second. Okay, some people, some not. Think and grow rich. Think and grow rich. I repeat, think and grow rich. Why think? Because every single thing happens in the physical world and physical plane is a straight consequence of what happens in our thoughts. So for some of you, you say, how can I control my thoughts? It's something completely crazy, okay? No, it's not that crazy. It's really practical. And this is a formula that I personally created, didn't see doing from anyone. This is exactly how I do it. So I track my thoughts and I see if I'm executing in a growing state or in a downside state. Okay, this is insane for me. Second one, we wanna right now do a big exercise. So how do I call this one as well? I think I created a new term that I wanna share with every single one of you so you can use it. I call it ITFT. This means I've wrote it myself, inability to follow through. Okay, this is how I call it. Inability, so this one, inability to follow through. This is the inability to follow through accountant, okay? Why? Because you understand if you have ability or if you have inability, okay? Every single time you do a -3, you remember that you need to do 3 in order to get back. The reason why I said the -3, it's a rule that I personally put, okay? You can put -1, you can put -2, you can put -5. Depends how hard you want to be on yourself, okay? So if I put -3, it means that I need to, if I do a mistake, I need to get back really back on track, okay? Questions, go on. Which task do I track? That's what Anna asked. Yeah. So every single day I divide my to-do list usually in a business to-do list, then in do sports. Okay, so like health, put it health. Sometimes I sleep or workout, okay? Is important, little thing, because you're gonna be finding it a little bit hard at the beginning, is that you maybe set so many goals thinking that it's gonna be helping you, but at the beginning you're gonna be feeling overwhelmed and you don't execute them. Has ever happened to you that you put so many goals but you didn't execute shit? Be, let's say, thoughtful on what are the inputs you're asking to yourself every day. So if you feel that you're still in a state of mind that you can execute like thousands of to-do lists, then start with, for example, I don't know, 2 inputs here and 1 here per day. Start slow. Okay, don't put yourself like a biggest to-do list, but because your subconscious brain then is an accountant, it doesn't tell you, no, don't worry, for today is fine. And no, it doesn't happen. Okay, so every single thing you require to yourself has to be executed because you need to win the graph. Guys, is this concept clear? Okay, this is insane, guys. As soon as I turn these skills into something practical like this, you realize how you can work on your subconscious brain easily. Okay, so the second thing I want to share with you is because what's stopping you guys? What's stopping you to get to 30K a month? What's stopping you to get to 20K a month? I don't know which point are you. We need to realize it. And right now in this little speech, we want to realize this. What's stopping you? Okay. So I want to do an exercise that it was really helpful for me. It was really confronting actually. Okay. It's going to be making you feel like you're kind of stupid. You're kind of like, ooh, what am I doing with my life? So it's going to be a little strong exercise, but I want you to do it because I care about you. And that's the reason why you need to scale your business. You realize it immediately. We said the spiritual mindset, like mental and physical world, right? So right now I want you guys to create this sort of matrix. So here is now, here is future, beliefs. This I call it attitude / mindset. So attitudes, and then we get to the physical world, which is action. So right now, you are right now. So right now as a human being in this exam moment in 2026, at the 2nd of March or 3rd, I don't remember. Okay, so right now in your state of your business. Beliefs. So belief means every single belief that you think you have about money, about family, about relationships, every single belief you can potentially have. The second one is attitudes. So how exactly you are approaching your day. You are aggressive, you are competitive, you are more chill, laid back, okay? And then actions. So what are my actions that I'm doing in order to do my business well? So actions means something really that you can touch. Something that you can really touch, you're really doing is a physical world action. Okay, this is mind. So these are in the mental plane. This is on the physical plane. Okay, this exercise I usually do it for 3 hours. Right now we're doing it in 20 minutes. So I want you guys to redo this exercise with much deeper understanding of yourself. Example, something like now. Let's imagine I do an example so you understand. Let's start from beliefs. Okay. Then we do in attitudes, and then we go in actions. Beliefs. So for example, I remember when I was making, 2K, 3K a month, is like I had, I need to work hard in order to make money. So money requires high intense work, okay? And then right now we're gonna be working on now, then we're gonna be working on future after, okay? Because we need to substantially reprogram our mind on new belief system in order to make more money and do a different execution in the actual physical world. Okay, this takes much more time than what I'm sharing with you, but I want you to realize that you can understand the kind of limiting belief or belief you have and change them in order to become successful. Okay, and then example in the future is like money flows like a river. You see what I'm saying? Money flows like a river. Money jumps in my wallet, such as, I'm eating pasta in Italy. Okay? Something like this. Attitudes. For example, I execute my tasks slowly and I'm losing focus. And then here I aggressively attack my to-do list and execute it in the morning. Actions. I am taking 30 minutes in order to create a B-roll of 5 seconds. Future. I batch work every single Sunday and execute all the videos of the entire week, all in one day. You see what I'm saying? So we understand the belief system that makes you stuck, the attitudes on how that limiting belief approach in real life, and then the real actions you're doing in the real world. So guys, right now I'm gonna be leaving you. We're gonna be starting from now, no future, now, in this exact moment, on beliefs, okay? On beliefs, start thinking about your beliefs. That could be as well anything, okay? It can be good ones as well. I'm not just talking about limiting belief now, but for sure, if we're here listening, it's because there is a lot of things that makes us stuck in order to get to the next level. Now we jump into attitudes. Let's get more into attitudes and how you really approach your life. What are your attitudes when in terms of your relationships? What are your attitudes in terms of how you approach business? What are your attitudes and mindset when you approach anything in life related? So last one, we're jumping to actions. So what all these attitudes and belief system you just explained leads into your actions daily, okay? So it's really important to understand as well the actions. So every day, what exactly you're doing, okay? I wake up, I say, thank you for being here on this earth with these people, with these things, like the singular actions you do daily, okay? So this one is more practical, okay? An example. So yeah, I wake up, this is a good one. I wake up at 7 a.m. and I keep waking up at 7 a.m. so I'm consistent. Okay guys, let's jump straight into future. Perfect. So we realize that right now we have a sort of, because we need to do a much deeper work than what we have done, but we have a sort of understanding of where we're at right now. In terms of beliefs, in terms of attitudes and our mindset, and in terms of the actions. As you see, what's really interesting is that every single thing you wrote in the belief and attitudes actually influence the physical and actions world. It's insane. So when you think, oh, I've maybe the mindset right. So let's imagine that you did this analysis, you have the mindset right, and then something is missing on the actions, so then fix on the actions. But actually, if the actions you think they're true, but there's something deeper that makes you do those actions, then we need to work on these ones. And actually, majority of times, it's not even here the problem. 80% of the time, or even more, it's here the problem. Okay? So on these two columns. Future. So okay, let's imagine, I don't know. You are right now. You need to understand what the best version of you, like the 100K a month business owner, the whatever it's your goal, doesn't matter. What would that version of you believe? You start realizing immediately when you do the belief systems that there is something that right now you just wrote that you didn't believe before, but you think you can get there. And just by the idea that you think you can get there is you can change that belief. So it makes you, oh, let's go. Okay. It makes you also realize because you have this straight confront with the other one. Okay. You see, boom, boom. Let's get into attitudes and mindset. Okay. So how would the 100K a month business owner or whatever it's your goal, like what's his attitude? What exactly is he doing on a daily operation? Like what's his attitude? Not the actions, but what's the attitude? Okay, the attitude on executing the action, the attitude and the mindset. And then, this is an example that you're going to be doing maybe when you have more time by yourself. If you have some good attitudes that you're really proud of and you think it helps you, you can replicate them. So you understand that that's your strength. So for example, I aggressively attack my to-do list, I double it because it's something that I like. Last one. But not least, what are the actions? What is the successful version of you do? They wake up and what they do? Like actions. They wake up early. What they do? Like actions of the successful version of you. More practical, okay? More practical. There you go. I love this one. I work out 6 out of 7 days a week. Prioritize my sleep. I do only high leverage activities such as just doing content fulfillment for my clients. Someone wants to share?
I focus on tasks that move the needle.
Focus on tasks and move the needle. Love it.
I post twice a day no matter what.
I post twice a day no matter what.
I invest in knowledge and education.
Best in knowledge and education. Boom, boom, boom. Love that. You see, I want you guys to reframe whatever you've written because it's important that you distinguish these things because otherwise you are not going to be able to work on the 3 words. Okay, just right now it's mental and physical, but I want you to like understand what's belief, what's attitude, and what's actions. Okay, because otherwise you're going to be like, you confuse a belief with action. It's like, no, there's like an ocean in the middle. Okay, also attitude with an action. It's completely different. So whenever you're like, right now I'm approaching this mastermind with an attitude, but at the same time I'm doing the mastermind, which is an action. You see the difference? So I approach this mastermind by my intent, my attitude right now is to give you them value and I'm really like locked in and I'm really passionate about it. But my action is I actually wake up today and at 10 a.m. in the morning, I'm doing a mastermind in front of the 25 people. Okay, see the difference? My belief system is I'm worth to share values to a group of people, of entrepreneurs and content creators. You see how I navigate, how I travel in these three words easily. For you, like, go a deep level work on this so you understand when is doing what. This is gonna be waking up such a self-awareness that you're able to spot your mistakes. You're able to spot your patterns. And crazy enough, you're able to spot the patterns of people because you master yours. So good, okay? So guys, first, big round of applause for everyone on right now. Woo! That was a long one, huh? This one, guys, I believe you have no idea. I can teach you all the actions on the entire earth to execute your business perfectly, but at the same time, there are big level problems of anything that stays on these two ones that you have no idea. Okay, because the actual physical world and whatever you're attracting and whatever you're having in your wallet, your clothes, everything that stands on the physical world is the easiest thing to have. It's so easy, trust me. As soon as you unlock these ones right, in the physical world, you attract such like wealth, no problem. Beautiful relationships, beautiful people close to you. You have no idea. You start jumping in. Law of attraction, I really deeply believe in this, but in order to get the law of attractions right, we need to master these two. People just say, just there, see, like, let's hope something happens. How many of you have felt this way? Like, let's manifest just like a buru buru buru. No. Work on your belief system, work on your attitudes, and I'm telling you, you're gonna be everything in the world, okay? So, guys, this for me was a really important one. Any questions? So right now, I after this, I know it's really deep work, but any questions, guys?
Are there categories that you can group your belief systems?
Yeah, that's good. I mainly do in order to simplify everything with business in terms of anything that move the business forward or any business related, or because in business you can have, for example, money, okay, and all these things. So I put business and then I put health, because our entire life we do two things. One, we work, the other one, we sleep. And then I would put also right now relationships, something more human. Because it's not in health. Okay, it can affect your health, but I think we put it outside. So let's put it in three. So business, health, and relationships. Any other questions, guys?
Amazing framework. Thanks for sharing.
For sure.
Where'd you get it from?
So this one I learned it from one of my old mentors like years ago. This work. The other one I created myself. So the unconscious brain, up, down. I heard the concept, but I wanted to create a system for it in order for me to track it. So I write my to-do list first. Then after I do the graph. And then after I have the graph, I remember the rule that I need to do one up or three down. So it's like, I can control my subconscious brain somehow. Okay, so that one I created myself. Any other questions?
So every time you want to get to a new level in your own life, is this the kind of word that you actually, like, you sit down, you do this task for like 3 hours, and then come back to it?
Yeah, love this. So that one I use also another framework that you already listened probably. But essentially, in order to, like, with this thing, I suggest you to do it every time you feel that your life is different from before. I believe I've done the same exercise with Zach and all the other my clients before, like probably 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and they did the same exercise, and I'm sure that they changed something. I'm sure 100% they change here, and they change there. So I think this is a kind of exercise that I suggest you to do every single time you feel that there's something wrong or you feel that something is good. Okay? So to reset, do it every 6 months, I don't know.
Exercise on like how to remember the new beliefs, the new attitudes, like do write it somewhere or
Put it on the mirror.
yeah, like
She does it. I enter in a room and she had like the beliefs everywhere. That's crazy. I think you need an accountability partner that give you a kick in the ass, and the day after you need to kind of rewatch it, because this is a sort of like a mindset / everything framework of your life. Like here, there is everything that happens here, and also in the physical world. So how I would execute is like, I start looking up just my future self, okay? And every single time I try to execute like my future self. So I start remembering about this and working on them, remembering the attitudes. So I would just work on my future self, okay? In order to get every single time I start detaching myself from this version of me and start getting into this new version of me, okay? So something like I will see every day, I will look at the future version of you and I will see exactly what are the kind of actions and everything else, okay? But to answer your question, I don't have a particular framework with this. I just remember how the successful version of you operate, and I start operating like one. As someone of you heard the idea of, in order to fall asleep, you need to fake to fall asleep. You heard that, right? So I know it is not about sleeping, but it's about becoming successful. So I know now, because you've done this exercise, how the successful version of you behaves, thinks, act, and everything else. So I fake to be one. It's really practical, actually. It's just me, future, and I start believing, having the same mindset, and start doing the same actions. Okay? So if you fake to be asleep, and then you fall asleep, you fake to be successful and do what the successful version of your actions will do. Okay? So I will really reframe it this way. So just look at your future and start faking and behaving like one. And then you're going to be one day. Cool.
How much of this is up to you, and how much of it is what you could call God's timing for your life?
Damn. Okay. God or whatever you believe in, you cannot control. You know, like you cannot kind of influence him to behave or to act in the world. It's kind of why successful people have faith, is because faith is what you hold on to. It's like not even questioning about this. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And that's like an unwritten rule of the universe and anything else. So you just gotta have that faith. Now, the things you can take actions on is because we cannot, guys, control the external world. We cannot. It's like we're so little human beings, an ant in the world, and we cannot control that. So the only things that I want to make sure that all of you guys and you take actions on is your inner work, because that's something that comes from your hands, your work, your work in inner work. Okay. So I believe you need to have faith in something bigger, and you need to say, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Okay, but at the same time, not just like with this victim mindset of just saying it's gonna happen. No, in the meantime, you grind yourself up to become a better human being. So it's like, have that faith, but at the same time, not rely only on faith in order for you to grow, because otherwise you don't grow. That's what people say, like these manifesting gurus or this just everything is gonna happen if I just, I don't know, you need to do an inner work in order to unlock these sort of doors. They're called quantum doors or you need to unlock those doors in order for you to get the opportunity, for you to get the people, for you to get wealth, for you to get everything. So that's a really great question. And I would say just have faith, but at the same time do an inner work, because your inner work is gonna be opening doors for that person to enter. Okay. Cool. So little framework about this. Let's put it this way. So substantially, when it comes to thoughts, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to love, when it comes to all of this, everything it has a frequency level. Everything that you do, everything that you think, everything shares a frequency. So you can realize by doing the exercises before the kind of thoughts that you have, the kind of frequencies that they can share. Right? So if you have a limiting belief, let's imagine that it's like, no, I don't know, I'm not worth money. I'm not worth to make 5K a month or something like this. So it's a low frequency level. So if you have a low frequency level, how can God or whatever you believe in can give you that opportunity if that frequency level is low? Does that make sense? Okay. So, or like, let's get into, not belief, but let's get into actions. Well, I don't know, smoking every single day, 10 cigarettes. I don't know, it's like high or low frequencies. Or gossiping. I fucking hate gossiping. Because sleeping, how it's high frequencies or low frequencies? Okay, so if it's low frequencies, do you think by doing that action would you attract wealth or love or anything believe in your life? So it's like, that's super cool. Let's put all these frameworks together. So you do the framework of before, the matrix, and then you do this framework and you go through every single belief, action, and attitude and categorize them in low, medium, high frequencies. That's cool, I just made it up. So you take the matrix of before and you go through this framework and you understand where you're at. And do an average and you see how your life is. Can I do an applause for this shit? That's cool. Okay, so if you want to unlock the success, like wealth, it means that every single actions are here. So do like the ticks like a prisoner. So these are my 5 belief system here. Then you have 1, 2 belief system here, and then 1 here. Something like this. So you take the thing of before, you do like beep, 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 beep. So you count them after. So you have like, I don't know, 30 here, then you have 20 here, then you have a 5 here. So it means that you're around here. Yeah. You need to take your now and every single belief, attitude, and actions, you need to go through this frequencies framework and you need to say, okay, based on this belief, where is it? Is it in low frequencies, mid frequencies, or high frequencies? And then you do a tick. And when you do a tick, or you do numbers, whatever, and then you understand where you're at. Okay? It's fucking cool. We got that on camera, right? We got it on